Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Pinkfresh Fridays, where we all will be using our Pinkfresh studio stash or maybe something new that we got in. Mine is going to be stash, and I'm going to scrap this picture of my daughter, and I'll be using Stay Home, Days of Splendor, Office Hours, a little bit of Lovely, and BU, I think, also. And so I have scraps and I am using them. And I have one, oh, I'm showing there the paper that I use for the leaves. I didn't have a whole lot to choose from as far as leaves go in this layout. And this is a white piece of paper with, it's kind of like, well, it's little decorative squares all over that are a light gray. But of course, by the time I cut the leaves out of them, out of it, you can't tell that the leaves are uh, any square decorative things at all. The paper I'm using for the flowers is a tone on tone, and it's like a pink on pink, and it's got little teeny tiny dots all over it. I inked the leaves in that distressed gray ink, weathered weathered wood, and it's an oxide one. And I'm inking the little flowers that I punched out, which were Stampin' Up and EK Success punches. I'm going to ink them in Victorian Rose, I believe it's called. And it's also an oxide one. And I'm just inking the edges and the center of the top one. And I'm going to lay two of each one together. They're both pretty old punches that I've had for several years, but I still love them. So I like to use them every now and then on my layouts. I'm just using liquid adhesive to put them together, and then I am going to use some Gina Marie. Well, I don't know if they're called enamel dots or not, but they're matte. So I'm thinking they're still called enamel dots, but then it says matte. So they're going to be the centers of my little flowers, and I'm using well, it's kind of a dark peach color, whereas the flowers are light, but it was the closest thing to what I wanted to use on the layout. I was really looking for a matte, hopefully, that was a light yellow, but I guess I've used them. I remember buying them, but they weren't there, so I'm figuring I used them. I might have to get me some more. I used Nouveau Drops the last time I made those flowers, and they did not stay rounded. They kind of flattened out a wee bit. So I thought I'd use enamel dots this time. This paper is um, like a pinstripe, only it's diagonal. And see that one with those really pretty leaves on there? Huh, I love that one. However, I'm going to cover most of it up. I wanted it to show. I not even noticed till I got done with the layout that there was hardly anything showing of it. But you can see a tiny bit, just a little bit. And it's way over there on the left-hand side at the banner. I think just the top corner of the banner. I'm using some of the same paper that I used for the flowers for that thin banner. And I think that's it as far as banners goes. I don't think I'm using any other, but I will use a cut apart thing from Stay Home. And wherever you are, let it teach you something. You're going to change and experience growth. You will be strengthened. And this is a photo of my daughter. Well, it wasn't, it was when she worked at the Chamber of Commerce before she started working at the place she works now. And it's a nonprofit organization. And she had done a fundraiser for them while she still worked at the chamber because she done different charity things, fundraisers and drives and other things. And she did one, and it was so successful that they offered her a job there full time doing it because she raised as much money in one uh, fundraiser as they raised all year long for several years. And so they could help more people if they could raise more money. And she was debating taking that job when this photo was taken. And I told her I thought she'd be good at it. She was worried it was a one-time fluke. Maybe she had done other fundraisers and did pretty good, but not that good. So she was debating and she decided to do it, and she's been very successful at helping them raise money. So it was a good choice. And I have scrapped this photo before, but it wasn't for this. It was for what was going on that day, not her thoughts on what she was thinking. So my title is You Totally Got This. And that's from the Diamond Press dies. It's Girlfriend Sentiments. And while I was talking, I added the leaves from the Sizzix wreath die that I got for Christmas. And then the flowers that I put together. And see those two straight across from each other practically. I mean, they're not perfect because I wasn't thinking about doing it balanced looking. But I will notice that, and I'm going to add, well, I'm going to cut out one more set of the leaves so that I can make it a little more unbalanced and be happier with it. I wanted it to look a little more asymmetrical than what it's doing there. I am cutting me some banners out of the same papers I used down there at the bottom. And I had it planned in my head not to make that pink looking banner quite as long and use part of it up there. But then I stuck it all on there. And I don't know why I didn't think of just lifting that quote or whatever it is there and cutting a chunk out of the middle, but I didn't. I didn't think of that until I was doing the video editing. But I have that color up there anyway because it'll be in the flower, so it'll be all right. I did use some cardstock on this paper. That green teal looking color, it's Lagoon by Basil. And I put it behind the quote, and I also put it in a piece of banner up there. And I will use it one more time before the video's over. Well, I'll think my layout's done and it's over, and then I'll think, man, I really, really need something else in the floral part. And so I will use it one more time. But since we are allowed to use a little bit of extras of something that aren't Pinkfresh, but you know, we're supposed to use most of it Pinkfresh, I think it'll be okay. I'm going to go for it anyway. I tried to use that puffy sticker, and well, I tried to use two. I cut out the one part of the other one because it was definitely not working. It was even worse than the other one. But that other one, I thought maybe it'll work, but no, it wasn't. It had some purple in there, and there was no purple anywhere else on the page. So I had to take it back off. And so I won't have a little puffy sticker up there. Well, yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'm going to have a heart from the sticker sheet right there. There I go. I'm putting it on now. Only 5 on that sheet. Well, it and the other sheet. And I'm going to use all 5 of them on my layout. And here's where I went ahead and cut some more of the leaves, and I'm adding them on. And so I've got room for more of the flowers. So I will end up putting them all on there, I think. I think I see the last one in the tray and add it to the layout. But I want to mention that Joanne Bartell is the hostess of this hop, and that you'll find her link down there below, along with everybody else that are doing the hop this month. And as I mentioned earlier, everybody will be using Pinkfresh from their stash, or maybe something new. I have plenty in my stash, a big variety of paper anyway. However, I don't have much green. How in the world that happened, I don't know, unless it's because green's my favorite color and I use it first. But I think the white and gray leaves worked okay. However, like I said, I'm going to end up adding some teal to that. This is Illusions White Linen, I believe it is. And I'm just sprinkling around the layout. And of course, I want some on my floral and my quote there. Everywhere but my picture, I want a little bit. So yeah, sprinkles around the page. But don't y'all just love that background paper? I love anything ombre though. there's that teal cardstock again. And I used my Martha Stewart punch. It is a pine branch punch, but I like the variety that it adds to clusters of flowers. And since it is a pine branch, it's shaped a little different from regular leaves. So it adds that too, and more texture. And of course, this is what I'm going for at the moment, is more color from the teal that matches so well with the background paper. But I think I'm going to punch every bit I can punch out of that scrap piece of paper. I don't think when I get done I could punch anymore, because you all know more. I love more. So yeah, I thought at first I'd put 5 or 6 on there, you know. So that's what I punched first, and then I had to punch some more because it wasn't near enough. And then I had to punch some more again. So yeah, I'm going to end up using the whole thing. And before I started punching, while the other splatters were drying, I went ahead and put splatters on it so that it would already have some white splatters on it when I went to punch it when everything else got dried. Because y'all know I thought I was done with the layout when I put the splatters on there. But yeah, I like it a whole lot better with the added little pine branches from Martha Stewart on there. I think it just was like a perfect finishing touch. But that's it. That's my layout. And I just now noticed that little quote's a little crooked. I might have to fix that. I think I probably will. But there's my right-hand side cluster. And don't the pine branches look good in there? I think so anyway. And yeah, and you can see where I inked the edges in the gray on white paper. And this is the other side, of course. So yeah, the pine branches did work out. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But yeah, there's my layout, and uh, another batch of Pinkfresh used for the month. And yeah, make sure you check everybody else out down there below and see what they created. And I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.